Many of the nation's best senior high school soccer players will take center stage today in Raleigh, North Carolina, as we bring you a doubleheader featuring the Girls and Boys National High School All-America Soccer Games, presented by Hyatt Place Durham South Point and Continental Tire. Up first, it's the Girls High School All-America Game, and it comes to you right now exclusively on NSCAA TV. Eric, first off, thanks for Many of the nation's best senior high school soccer players will take center stage today in Raleigh, North Carolina, as we bring you a doubleheader featuring the girls and boys National High School All-America Soccer Games, presented by Hyatt Place Durham South Point and many of the nation's best. Many of the nation's best senior high school soccer players will take center stage today in Raleigh, North Carolina, as we bring you a doubleheader featuring the girls and boys National High School All-America Soccer Games, presented by Hyatt Place Durham South Point and Continental Tire. Up first, it's the girls High School All-America game, and it comes to you right now exclusively on NSCAA TV. Many of the nation's best senior high school soccer players will take center stage today in Raleigh, North Carolina, as we bring you a doubleheader featuring the girls and boys National High School All-America Soccer Games, presented by Hyatt Place Durham South Point and Continental Tire. Up first, it's the girls High School All-America game, and it comes to you right now exclusively on NSCAA TV. Many of the nation's best senior high school soccer players will take center stage today in Raleigh, North Carolina, as we bring you a doubleheader featuring the Girls and Boys National High School All-America Soccer Games, presented by Hyatt Place Durham South Point and Continental Tire. Up first, it's the Girls High School All-America Game, and it comes to you right now exclusively on NSCAA TV. And it's a beautiful Saturday here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Cardinal Gibbons High School, a huge weekend wrapped right in the middle of the College Cup. We bring you two today. The Girls All-America High School game, followed by the Boys High School All-America game right here on NSCAA TV. Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke, thrilled to be the voice of the NSCAA and joined by our soccer insider, Kyle Straub. And Kyle, first off, the best in the country, the best seniors for sure. First off, for the East, Taylor Rasiopi, number 2 recruit in the country. She's going to Duke.
Going to Duke, and the amazing thing about her is she doesn't just do it on the field, also a member of the National Honor Society, has been playing with the U.S. national team since she was 15 years old, now a member of the U20 team. Number 1 recruit in New Jersey, and like you said, number 2 overall. Good recruit for Duke to get in next year.
Meanwhile, the West is loaded from top to bottom as well, but they've got a star going to Stanford in Avery Collins.
Avery Collins is another one who does it in the classroom as well as on the field, and she needs to because she's going to a very good academic school in Stanford. She is a 2-sport standout, plays basketball as well as soccer, has the school record for goals in a year, and a 4-year, as I said, academic all-state for both sports for her.
All right, well set, Kyle Straub, as we get you ready here. They are introducing every single player at the beautiful Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh, North Carolina. Dean Linke along with Kyle Straub, delighted to be with you. And, of course, Eric Stratman, the director of both the Boys and Girls High School All-America game, doing an incredible job. Time now to take a look at the rosters, and we're going to spend some time. First, we begin with the East, your goalkeepers and defenders, as we take a look at it here. Taylor Lupe, Christy Cotter, Alana Cook, Jennifer Haskell, Ms. Pack, Shannon McGinnis, and Hannah Natanson as well.
You got the midfielders there, Dean, and the only undecided before we go on, Taylor Lupe in this game, the only player who hasn't quite figured out where she's going to go, but I'm sure she's close to it. The midfielders for the East, we mentioned her in the open. Taylor Rasiopi going to Duke. You have Paige Bergman, Lauren Harks, the daughter of John Harks, great player for the U.S. team. Kayla Hughes, Nicola Beniska, and you also have Paige Davis in the midfield for the East. There's a look there at the forwards.
The forwards are Charlotte Williams, Lizzie Kinkler, Hallie Stelbosky, Paige Monahan, Caitlin Farrell, Hannah Kerner, Marta Sneezek, and Jen Falconer. Those are the forwards for the East. Kyle Straub just broke down the midfielders. We'll see if we can show you that list as well for the East team. Those are the midfielders that you just talked about. Rasiopi, we highlighted her in the open. Lauren Harks, the daughter of John Harks.
And you look at the schools are going to, kind of fun because 3 of these girls all in the ACC, so they're teammates today, but they're going to be going at each other for the next 4 years in a very tough ACC on the women's side.
All right, that's the East roster. Let's take a look now at the West roster. We start with goalkeepers and defenders. Kiara Towle, she'll play the entire game because Kelsey Dalsey is going to a big national camp, so she will not be available to play today. We do expect to see everybody, including a couple injured players that will just start the game and then hobble off. But you've got as well Brittany Gilbert, Annika Schmidt, Breanne Parsons, Peyton Atkins, Ryan Kokoska, Lyric Fryer, and Haley Skalmowski. Those are your goalkeepers and defenders. Now we roll to midfielders here for the West team.
Katie Murray, you have Kennedy Kaniker, Cassidy Blancha, Kyra Fawcett, Jessica Udovic, Emily Heslin, Maddie Kincaid, Rachel Bellafuel. And you know what I love about the West side, Dean, is the East, everybody's going to a different school. The West has 3 different groups of girls that are going to be teammates, not just today, but once they go on to college. Oregon, one of those that has a couple of recruits in this game on the west side.
Those are the midfielders for the West team. Let's take a look at the forwards. There's 4 of them. Liz Griffith, she's going to Washington State. Carolyn Dreyer is going to Indiana. Avery Collins, we talked about her in the open. She's going to Stanford. And Lauren Nemiroff from Dixie Heights High School in Kentucky. She is going to Kentucky. Of course, we couldn't get this done without the fantastic coaches dedicating so much time and our sponsors. Our sponsors, of course, are Continental Tire, proud to be the presenting sponsor of this game, and NSCAA TV. And we want to thank everybody as well with Summit Hospitality Group, Ian Sauer, and the great hotels over near the streets of South Point in Durham, including the Hyatt Place Durham South Point, which is on the Jersey, the Hilton Garden Inn Durham South Point, and the Fairfield Inn and Suites Marriott Durham South Point. That is where all 4 teams as well as the coaches have stayed. Speaking of the coaches, let's take a look at the coaches for this game. And boy, I tell you what, they dedicate so much time. For the East, Tara Madigan, Northern Highlands, Shannon McEntee, Dino McIntyre, who is from Wash Jesuit in Cuyahoga, just outside of Cleveland, and Dave Pruding, a legendary coach from St. Anthony's. For the West, it's Frank Dixon from Carmel High. So many great players and girls and boys soccer come out of Carmel, Indiana. Pat McDonald from Montgomery High in Santa Rosa, California. Lee Mitchell from Alta High School, and he lives in Sandy, Utah, home of Real Salt Lake. And Chrissy Rabadon from Northern Highlands, Allendale, New Jersey. She's been a part of this game now for several years. Can't do it without the coaches, all under the direction of Eric Stratman. What a job he does.
What a fantastic job. This is my 2nd year involved in the Women's All-American game. Last year, I was joking with him. The weather completely different from today. Gorgeous day. Yes, last year, rainy and cold. Either way, we're still going to have a blast.
All right, as all of the players and coaches have been introduced, we get you set now for the national anthem as we get you set for the 2014 Girls High School All-America game. Go ahead and sing it on the fly here. Great job by the Carrboro men's soccer coach, Jared Drexler, getting it going here at Cardinal Gibbons High School. All right, you got to give it to the parents here for this game. By the way, Kyle, we're not in charge of the national anthem in case anybody's wondering, but delighted to have that wonderful rendition from the crowd here. Cardinal Gibbons High School, located just a stone's throw away from Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina, home to this weekend's College Cup, as we congratulate Jorge Salcedo and UCLA and George Galnavach for Virginia, moving on to tomorrow's championship game. Today, it's all about the seniors, many of whom have picked their school. We'll talk about that throughout the day, and a few players that haven't quite decided yet.
And it's not they don't know what they want to do. They just haven't figured out what's their best fit. And it's okay at this point in the year. You have another whole semester to go. And the thing that I love about this game, Dean, is it's not a showcase anymore. All these girls, they have either decided where they're going to go or have narrowed their list down. They're not trying to show off and earn a scholarship. It's just have fun. Here's your last true high school game that you can play. Go out there and enjoy yourself.
All right, no starting lineups were submitted as the players will be rotating on the fly. I can tell you that the East is in all blue from head to toe. The West is in white, red, with red socks as we get you set here. Beautiful surface. It is a synthetic surface here at Cardinal Gibbons High School. Brand new surface and one of the better ones you'll see in the area.
Yeah, really, really nice field that they have here in Cardinal Gibbons, and thank you to them for allowing this game to take place here now, the second year in a row that they've hosted it.
All right, over the ball to start for the East, number 12, Haley Stelbaski. She is from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, played under Dino McIntyre. And Haley will be going to Butler. Again, the East in all blue, the West in white, red, and red. Dean Linke, delighted to be with our soccer insider, Kyle Straub here from Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh, North Carolina, right across the street from PNC Arena, home to the NC State Wolfpack men's basketball team as well as the Carolina Hurricanes. A beautiful Saturday. Now remember last year, and you'll see right there as the ball goes out of bounds, it's important to point out that Jennifer Haskell, you see her coming off right now. She has an injured knee. She'll play for Mike Moynihan at Northwestern, and what a nice treat here they do for her. Comes into this game not able to play, but gives her an opportunity to be on the field. And I'll tell you what, Northwestern is a program on the rise.
They're on the rise, and they've got a good player coming in. Was one of the New Jersey players to watch this past 2 years and was actually a Player of the Year candidate in New Jersey in her junior year. Really good player for Northwestern to get. Tough for her that she can't play, but a great show that she gets out, at least gets to be able to be on the field to start the game before she comes off.
Talked to her before the game. Super excited about playing for Michael Moynihan at Northwestern. In goal for the West, playing the entire game, will be Kara Towle. She is from Edmonds, Washington. She'll be going to Penn. East on the attack. It's Paige Monahan. Squared centrally. Now, Kyle, you were here last year for both games. They will definitely, it'll be a fluid game for sure. You won't see any ridiculous tackles, of course, but last year, not a whole lot of goals. Very good defensive play.
Just one goal that was given up. I mean, you have to realize the level of play from these girls. They're the best of the best in their incoming class, but their coaches are also the best of the best.
A little bit of mistake in the back. The East trying to capitalize as Stelbaski closing in on it. It'll go out of bounds and come back to the West.
Stelbaski going to Butler University, one of the all-time top scoring forwards at her school in Cuyahoga Falls.
You see the replay right there for Stelbaski trying to close in on the mistake in the back. You got to figure a little bit of communication issues early on. They've only trained together for just a couple days, really just yesterday. They were out here this morning as well.
Well, last year I did the game, and Kalia Ohai, former UNC player now with the Houston Dash, was the color for me. And I asked her while we were on air how tough it is to play in this type of a game when you don't know the girls and you're thrown together and to go have fun. And she said, it really is, but everybody has the mentality of it's fun and you know what to do on the field. So it's tough for them to really try and have some set kind of plays. But once they get into the flow, you're just playing a game you've played your whole life.
The goalkeeper for the East. Tell us a little bit about Taylor.
Taylor Loopy, the goalkeeper for the East. Undecided from Washington Township, New Jersey. All-county goalkeeper last year. Gave up just 3 goals this past season, Dean. 137 career saves and helped to lead her team to the New Jersey State title this past year.
That was Paige Monahan just a moment ago with another opportunity for the East. They've had 2 opportunities early doors here at Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh, North Carolina, as we're delighted to be with you. Speaking of mistakes, now the West could capitalize. They could make it 1-0, but it's not on target. As coming forward there was Avery Collins, who is going to Stanford. Talked about her in the open, and she probably needs to do a little better with this opportunity.
Yeah, she got a breakaway, and you see just completely gets on the outside of that shot. She has the entire frame to work with, maybe rushed her shot a little bit.
All right, so a couple of defensive mistakes early on. The West had one first, then the East, but neither team able to capitalize. Tracking back, here's Annika Schmidt, and she'll play it back to Towel. You cannot ask for a more beautiful day here. Mid-December in the Triangle.
This is not Christmas weather, and I'll take it every day. It's a beautiful sunny day.
Stays in bounds. We want to point out that Scott Rackley is running the middle. He is our center. Assistant referees are Evan Focus and Milton Little. They're all from nearby Wilson, North Carolina. Huge soccer weekend in the Triangle. You've got the Castle Showcase going on as well. Wilson not too far away. And, of course, the Men's College Cup, a thriller in double overtime. UCLA knocking off Providence, and Virginia with a goal in the 5th minute to end the Cinderella ride of UMBC and Pete Caringi. But big-time crowd last night. It was a little chilly over at Wake Med Soccer Park.
And how about how both of those teams got to the final? UCLA having to go to PKs to take out a North Carolina team. Second time that they beat them this year. And then, as you said, a double overtime winner last night. On the other side, Virginia, last year they make a College Cup. They have huge expectations, and they kind of struggle a little bit throughout the year. They have some injuries, but they put it together at the right time of the year.
Here comes the East. Monahan again. And the flag is up. It'll be offside on the East. Come back to the West. 6 minutes in here at Cardinal Gibbons High School. No score. It's the 2014 Girls High School All-America game, and we're delighted to be bringing it to you right here on NSCAA TV. Dean Linke along with Kyle Straub. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk to John Harkes, the legendary USA World Cup star. His daughter Lauren, who's going to Clemson. We expect to see her quite a bit here today. She is featured. Of course, Ian Harkes, now a sophomore at Wake Forest, played in this game a couple years ago as well. So for him, this is old hat.
I think it's safe to say that there's soccer in that bloodline.
Yeah, Cindy Harkes, of course, was the Virginia Player of the Year. And, of course, John Harkes starred at Virginia as well. John was in the crowd with Lauren yesterday as Virginia with that big 1-0 win. So far, Kyle, both teams just kind of settling in, maybe a little bit of nerves as well, some excitement.
And it's still, like you said, just settling into the game, haven't quite gotten into the flow. I feel like the West has gotten it a little bit more early than the East has, but both teams are still settling.
It was a great trap a moment ago by Stelbaski. And Stelbaski's back on it with her left foot. She'll try to cross it, deflect it off. It'll roll out of bounds, and just to the right of the corner flag, it'll be a throw-in for the East.
Stelbaski helped to win her team 3 straight state championships in Ohio.
Pack, who took the throw-in, got it back. Then the flag is up as they tried to return it to Pack. So, again, just a little bit off early on. You know, though, as this game rolls on, the combination play will continue to get better, Kyle.
And Pack out of Maryland is going to actually go to New York, going to Syracuse University. The defender, 23 career assists, even though she is a defender, scores 7 goals. Was on the player to watch list for Top Drawer Soccer this past year.
Played long. Back line for the West. Able to play it forward, and let's see now if the West can keep possession. Played back in the middle. Coming over for the East. Nice little turn. There's Rassiopi. She's going to play at Duke. Couple Cardinal Gibbons High School players now starring for Robbie Church and Carla Overbeck at Duke. As Rassiopi from New Jersey. And you get the feeling that Robbie Church, Duke Blue Devil, just a few years ago, they were in the College Cup final. Tough year last year. They'll be right back again.
Right back, especially with a player like Rassiopi coming in. The scoring ability that she'll be able to add to that Duke team.
Katie Murray plays it back to the back line. They try to get it forward, looking for Haley Skolmoski. And And the West able to keep possession. They'll spread it left side. Great defensive work by the East to try to win it back. They were trying to spring Lindsey Kinkler. She'll be going to Wake Forest University. We mentioned Lauren Harks going to Clemson. Her brother Ian Harks plays for Jay Vidovich at Wake Forest. Of course, Tony DeLuz, who has been and done an amazing job at Wake Forest. We'll be glad to welcome Lizzie Kinkler.
Tough year for them out at Wake Forest. A lot of young players, so another young one obviously coming in, but when you have a lot of young players, they become a little bit older. And man, in another year or two, Tony DeLuz at Wake Forest is going to have a really good squad.
Hannah Natanson from Washington, D.C. She's going to Harvard. So many of these players, not only brilliant on the field, brilliant in the classroom, and pretty much I feel like that's almost 100% from what I know about these players. They get it done both on and off the field. So disciplined. Rasiopi plays it to Kerner. Kerner, 2 touches. And the West win it back. Now the West will try the right side. They play it up top. Looking for Collins. Collins had that opportunity early on. Now on the right side near the end line. Coming over in support.
Good thought to try and cross that one into the middle, but the East playing some good defense on that back line.
Looking to try to find Jessica Udovich a moment ago, number 17. She had a jersey switch, so Udovich not wearing 14. She's wearing 17.
She wanted to make sure she kept us on our toes, made sure we're doing our job.
The East putting together 5-6 passes here again. Shot from distance, not on frame, though, from Rasiopi. Ocean Township High School, Oakhurst, New Jersey.
Didn't quite get around on that ball as she sent it wide, and we've called her name 3 or 4 times already just over 10 minutes into this game. You can see why she is ranked as the number 2 overall recruit.
Here's Kiara Tao, goalkeeper for the West. Again, the West in white, red, and red. The East in all blue. There'll be lots of substitutions here as well. Everybody will play, with the exception, as we mentioned before, of Kelsey Dawsey. She's on the bench, but it's going to a national training camp for goalkeepers and not available to play today. And of course, we already mentioned Jennifer Haskell out with that knee injury, started the game, kicked the ball, and hobbled off. Great sportsmanship, great idea.
You know, Dean, one of the cool things about this game is not just for these girls playing, but then to see what they do after they go into college. And as that one's knocked away, it gives me a quick second just to go and take a look at 3 girls that were in this game last year. We'll start Ari Hudson, went to Florida State, helps to get the Seminoles their first ever NCAA national championship in her freshman year. Rachel Corbos went to Georgetown, was ranked the number 7 overall freshman this past year for the Hoyas. And then Megan Hins, who went to Michigan. I remember watching her last year and thinking how good she was in goal, was the full-time starter for Michigan this year. .85 goals against average with 57 saves on the year.
Great stuff, Kyle Straub. Here's Hannah Kerner. She'll cross it in. Good trap for the moment by Stelbaski. She'll lose it. Played back. One back by the East. Shot just outside the 18. Calling for the handball was Rasiopi. She won't get it, but the East will keep possession. The East has had a good portion of the play early on. Miss-hit on that back line. The center backs, Annika Schmidt and Kennedy Kinnicker. Schmidt going to UConn, Kinnicker to Arizona, respectively. The East continue to push. Played into space. Flag stays down. Cross right in front of the goal. Another great opportunity for the East goes wanting, and now the West will try to counter.
And for that play there, if this is a regular game, you probably see a whistle from a referee for a PK, but because you're in this kind of a game, they don't.
Galmaski down near the right flank, and the West with a great counter attack, trying to take advantage of the fact that the East were not able to finish for the second time. got some substitutions getting ready to come in for the East. Their coaches down there, Tara Madigan, Shannon McAtee, Dino McIntyre, and Dave Prutting. A great squared ball. It'll fall. Shot opportunity deflected. It'll go out of bounds. Corner kicked for the East team. And the East will bring 5 players on. Looking to check in is Kayla Hughes. She'll come on. Lauren Harks, who we mentioned, will also come on. Paige Bergman working her way in. Charlotte Williams coming into the game, as well as Caitlin Farrell. Farrell will start with her. She's going to play at Georgetown.
The last shot, real quick, Dean, just want to give Hannah Kerner the recognition for that last shot. Kerner just got called up to the U20 team, so she'll be playing with Rasiopi. You get into the substitutions, and you said, who was the last one you mentioned? I'm sorry, there's so many players.
It's all right. We have a corner kick right here anyway for the East, sent across and sent right back where it came from. It'll be a throw in now for the East. No score, 15 minutes in. It's the 2014 Girls High School All-America game coming to you exclusively on NSCAA TV. Stay with us because a little after 3 o'clock we'll have the Boys High School All-America game. The best of the best senior class here in Raleigh, North Carolina, Cardinal Gibbons High School. Do want to remind everybody as well that the NSCAA convention is coming up in January, and today is the last day where you can save $100. So you can still register by going to nscaa.com/convention. Hope to see you in Philadelphia for the world's biggest soccer show. We'll be up there with a program on Thursday night when the exhibit doors open, on Friday as well, and Saturday morning before the High School All-America banquet.
West doing a good job again on the counterattack.
For the moment, there's Lauren Harks, number 6. Of course, her dad, John Harks, wearing number 6 for so many years for the U.S. national team, representing the USA in the 1990 and 94 World Cup. Starred over in England as well and played in Major League Soccer. Big personalities. Now got a wonderful radio show with former captain Tony Meola on Sirius Radio, and John does so much for the game, as does his wife Cindy.
And Lauren, predominantly a center midfielder, but she's played forward at times in her career. As a junior, had 10 goals and 6 assists for her high school, and as you've mentioned, going to Clemson this next year.
Shot for the West, handled there by Taylor Loopy, as you mentioned, still deciding. Take a look at this last opportunity.
And finally, a shot getting on frame from one of these teams right at Loopy. She handles it easily. And that's the kind of a shot where sometimes if a goalkeeper isn't completely paying attention, you can allow a rebound to get free, but she did a good job of securing that.
Brittany Gilbert, a defender from Center Grove High School in Center Grove, Indiana. She's going to go to Memphis, is looking to check in, as is Kennedy Kinnicker. She's from Redmond High, Redmond, Washington. She'll go to Arizona. Both those players will check into the game at the first opportunity.
Gilbert was named a first-team All-State player in Indiana this past year. Kinnicker, the MVP of her defense, both her junior and senior year. But the senior year, she was an MVP of the midfield. So she's played all over the place in high school as well.
Rasiopi stripped to the ball by Katie Murray from Oak Hill High, Cincinnati, Ohio. She'll play for Janet Rayfield at Illinois. Of course, Janet Rayfield played at the University of North Carolina, and Janet Rayfield, an NSCAA Honor Award winner, the first female to receive that award. And I can guarantee you Katie Murray will love playing for Janet Rayfield, one of the all-time great people. Here's Lauren Harks dancing around. Can she keep possession? She'll leave it. Shin guard's flying. And it was Lauren Harks' shin guard.
Was trying to connect with Charlotte Williams, who had a nice play on the ball at midfield, was looking for a little give and go there with Harks. Williams out of Rochester will be going to Penn State next year. 3-time All-State player in New York.
Erica Walsh, what a job she has done at Penn State. Another great run this year for the Nittany Lions. It'll go out of bounds. It'll stay with the East.
This is one of the things I love about doing these kind of games is you look at somebody like Charlotte Williams and you can talk about the accolades she has on the pitch, but also she's a very accomplished alpine ski racer out in Rochester, New York, was ranked in the top 10 in the country in her age group for alpine skiers.
That right there is why we paid Kyle Straub the big bucks, bringing you the great information. Delighted to be with you, Kyle. And now checking into the game also for the East is Jen Falconer from Cumberland Valley. She's going to go to Radford University. Of course, Radford, where Dante Washington, one of the great goal scorers of all time, member of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team. Now checking into the game also for the East, number 3, Christy Cotter, Morristown Beard High School in New Jersey. She'll go to Columbia.
Cotter, 41 goals in her career, 25 assists. And if I told you those numbers, you wouldn't suspect that she plays defense in high school, but that's exactly where she played, still being able to help the team score.
Collins taking the feed from Skelmoski. I love the way Skelmoski held it up. They try to get it back to Skelmoski, and she cannot get there before Shannon McGinnis, the defender in the back that will be taking her talents to St. Francis.
2014 Pennsylvania All-State team, NSCAA Regional All-American as well for McGinnis this past year.
The West trying to play it over the top. Skelmoski's there right at the top of the line. Skelmoski could make it 1-0, and she does. The West on top, 1-0.
It was a great ball ahead, but Skelmoski with a great play. We get the replay. You'll see she chests it down to get past the goalkeeper and gives herself an open net. See the great ball, long pass, hits her right in stride, is able to keep it from the goalkeeper, and then redirect it on frame. Skelmoski going to the University of Utah, staying home. She was the All-State first team all 4 years in high school, Dean.
Great presence for Skelmoski. She started that attack, by the way, by just coming back, checking back, dropping it to the Stanford star, Avery Collins. They get it back to her, and she's able to finish right at the top of the line with a little shoulder, and how about that left foot rising up?
And being able to control your body with a defender on your hip at such a young age, one of the reasons that these kind of girls really will surprise you with the abilities that they have right out of high school. Haven't been coached at the college level yet, but you can see where, you know, the skill is already there. Now they just have to polish it once they get to that college level.
Well said, Kyle. Under 24 minutes remaining. The East had a couple opportunities early, not able to take advantage, and the West able to capitalize. And the goal going to Haley Skelmoski. Riverton High School, as Kyle told you, she'll be playing collegiately at Utah. Kept inside the 18. Kiera Tao, the goalkeeper for the West. She'll be playing all 90, as we mentioned. Shot for the East, and it'll come right back to Tao.
Towell, a 4-year starter. Senior year, she was a captain, helped to lead her team to the 3A state championship.
The West, coached by Frank Dixon, Carmel High, Pat McDonald, Montgomery High School in California, Lee Mitchell out in Alta, Utah, and Chrissy Rabadon, who has played a key role helping Eric Stratman with the girls' high school All-America game.
How about Lee Mitchell, one of the coaches for the West? 31 years that he's been coaching, just 76 losses in 31 years for him.
You guys ready? Let's rock and roll.
East tracking it down, Paige Bergman, number 5. She'll drop it. Coming over in the middle of the field was Caitlin Farrell. She didn't get it. And here's the goal scorer again, Skelmoski. She has been busy with that left foot. Really nice ball. Playing it back to Collins. Collins a step too quick. She's offside. And it'll come back to the East.
And she knew she was offside. She tried to hold up as long as she could, but she knew the whole time that she was in behind that defense way too early.
Kyle, more subs getting ready to come in for the West when she can. Maddie Kincaid, number 24, Jesuit High out of Portland, Oregon. She'll play at Gonzaga. And then also trying to check in for the West, Liz Griffith. She is from Washington State as well, and she'll play in the Pac-12 for Washington State. For the East, number 24, when she can, Paige Davis will try to make her way into the game. She is from Danbury, Connecticut, and she will play down south at Charleston. And those 3 players that I just mentioned will now come onto the field. Free-flowing substitution. You got to have that in an all-star game. The best of the best 2014 seniors here for the girls' high school All-America game.
And Maddie Kincaid, one of the players that came in. Another one of those players that does it both in the classroom and on the field. A member of the National Honor Society, was team captain in her senior year. and was the Metro League Player of the Year for her squad.
A little bit of hesitation there for Taylor Loopy.
Liz Griffin was another player who came in for the West. Going to Washington State University, Dean, she led the state of Washington in assists her last season in high school.
Good play right now from Charlotte Williams from Rochester, New York, as Kyle told you, going to Penn State. Dropped over here to the left to Madeline Pack. Pack going to Syracuse. One back by the West. It's Liz Griffith just into the game. And knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the West. A little over 20 minutes remaining in the first half. A goal from number 30, Haley Skalmoski. The difference right now is the West leads the East.
And this is about the time where they've gotten into the flow of things. You've gotten some substitutions, and it's no longer, let's just go out and have fun. These girls have a competitive drive. At this point, they're playing because they want to win a game.
Falconer and Williams earning the free kick opportunity. Settling over the ball now for the East is Kayla Hughes from Hershey High School in Hershey, Pennsylvania. She will play at Villanova, and she looks interested. She may take the shot here. I don't think so, though, as now 7 blue jerseys joining in on the far side. Let's see if she decides to cross it or goes near post. She's going to go ahead and take a shot, but it'll go right to the goalkeeper towel, no problem. Near post was open if she wanted it, but she needed to get it around that 4-man wall for the West.
Would have been really tough, and I think it was an okay play because if that ball comes out, she's got a lot of players that are running right at the net. So if they can get a rebound, you can get an easy goal, but a good job by the keeper, Towel, to secure that one, not allow a rebound to get loose.
Knocked out of bounds off the East. Okay, more subs coming in here now. 10, 15, and 9 for the West. Number 13 for the East. Let's tell you who those players are. Cassidy Blaka from Avon High School in Avon, Indiana. She will play for the Hoosiers. Peyton Atkins from Turpin High School in Cincinnati will go to Kentucky. And then also checking into the game, this for the West team is Lyric Fryer. As she is coming in, she'll go to FIU down in Florida. The East also snuck somebody in there, Kyle. Not sure if you were able to catch that.
Wasn't able to see who it was. We'll check and see who's out on that field.
All right, far side, the East on the attack. Handled there by Schmidt. Playing center back for the West. They lead at 1-0. Played up top. Good idea into space, but nobody home. And we'll see if the East can play it out of the back.
One of the girls that did come in that you mentioned, Cassidy Blanca, scored the game-winning goal in the state championship game for her team and was named the Indiana Gatorade Player of the Year. That's the way you go out in high school, win the game, win the state championship, and move on to college.
A memory that will stay with her for the rest of her life, and you got to figure more good times coming. I do believe number 13, Nicola Venesia from St. Anthony's, where she plays for the legendary Dave Brudding, has checked into the game for the East as we try to recognize every single player when we can. That's what it's all about. Eric Stratman telling us before the game it's about these young stars, both for the girls and the boys.
And Venesia, going to the University of Miami, helped to lead her team in her 4 years to 3 state championships, 2011, 12, and this past year in 2014. She's played all over the place too, Dean. Has played in Boca Raton, Florida, played in Costa Rica and Germany, all with the interregional team.
For the East, you saw Pack trying to find Lauren Harks, but the West able to step up. They play it long. Nice little flick here now from Blaka. And Blaka will win it back. Right next to her is Kincaid. Dropped again here for the West. Top of the 18, bouncing around. On the spin, the shot not on frame. It'll be a goal kick for the East. They trail 1-0 with a little under 17 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Nice footwork on that far side. Carolyn Dreher was able to keep the ball, possess it, and get a shot off. Couldn't get it on frame, but good possession from her. Going to Indiana University, NSCAA Region 4 team.
Caitlin Farrell is back into the game now for the East. She checks in for number 4, Charlotte Williams. Throw in for the West. On top, 1-0. Played over the top. Pretty good pressure for the West team in white coming from Liz Griffith. Nice job on the shield, though, by the East. It'll be another goal kick.
Farrell, who came back into the game, helped lead her team to an undefeated 2014 season. In her career, 188 points and 23 game-winning goals, 18 game-winning assists. So she had a lot to do with game-winning goals in her career in high school.
Here's a shot from distance. And it's handled by Taylor Lupi, the goalkeeper for the East.
Cassidy Blanca with the shot for the West, and they really possessed the ball much more in the last 15 or 20 minutes, Dean. Really, since that goal was scored, it's been all West. It was all East early.
Yeah, Blanca, very dangerous player. Nobody set to check in at the moment. 15 minutes remaining here in the first half with the West on top. A goal from Haley Skalmoski. Will be playing at Utah. Good idea by the West, trying to spring forward. Number 17, Jessica Udovich. Udovich will play for Leslie Gallimore and Washington. Leslie Gallimore, one of the stars of the NSCAA coaching staff, has been for years. Such a big player as well. And the incredible women's movement, the women's committee for the NSCAA, so strong. And Leslie Gallimore, key.
Alana Cook on defense for the East, who was the last one who was able to clear that one out after the cross into the box. The West again keeping possession, though.
Udovich on it again. Saw her make that run a moment ago. Lost it for a second. She'll win it right back. Udovich will lose it again. Pressure from the West. It'll go off the West. As pushing forward there's Paige Davis. More subs here now for the East. Checking back in, Paige Monahan, who had an early opportunity in this one. Just a beautiful postcard Chamber of Commerce type day here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Cardinal Gibbons High School. Good pressure. Lupi will boot it long.
Hannah Nodinson for the East, another player who just came into the game. Led Georgetown Day High School to its highest all-time finish this past year. ISL AA tournament finalist. Leader all 4 years that she was in high school, holds the school record for scoring with 137 points. Another sub coming in as Rasiopi will come back for the East to get onto the field.
Subs coming in and out here at Cardinal Gibbons High School.
Rasiopi replacing Lauren Harks.
We'll talk to Lauren's dad, John, at halftime. The West on top, 1-0, keeping possession. They'll play it back. The rhythm of this game really starting to pick up a little bit, Kyle. The first 5 minutes a little shaky, but now you're feeling and you're seeing passes put together.
And we talked about it, the first few minutes, maybe a little bit of nerves, and you're not familiar with the girls, but the talent level that's out on this field, it doesn't matter once you get into the flow. They're so good. They know what to do with the ball, where to put it.
The West right now controlling possession. They also have that 1-0 lead. Blanca, well done, snapping it, hoping that somebody was making that run. But handled again by the East. Under 12 minutes remaining in the first half. We'll have two here today. This is the Girls High School All-America game. Stay with us on NSCAA TV as the Boys High School All-America game will follow shortly after the conclusion of this one.
The 1-0 score is what the West won the game last year by. And I know that this is a friendly game and it's all about the girls, but I'll tell you what, if one of these sides wins a couple in a row, you know that the girls coming in next year are going to say, man, we need to get a win for the East. And on the West side, they're not going to want to let the East win. So that's where that competitive part comes in, and that's what makes this game so fun.
The East driven in, able to find the head of Taylor Rassiopi, but not on frame. Still 1-0. More subs now for both teams. Checking in for the West, 19 and 8. Checking in for the East, number 20. For the East, number 20, Hannah Kerner. Did some good things earlier. Short break on the bench. And then for the West, coming into the game, Emily Heslin, number 19. She'll play at Minnesota. Stephanie Golan's done a great job at Minnesota. And number 8, Brianne Parsons from Santa Rosa, California. She will play at Oregon.
Heslin, the 2014 team MVP in Hill Murray High School. You had Parsons come in for the West as well. Parsons, her team was the NSCAA national champions in both 2012 and 13. This past year, a 22-0-1 record. She anchored the defense. Just 17 wins this year, all shutouts for her team.
Kincaid fighting for it. It'll fall to Blaka. Top of the 18. Blaka has been extremely active. And it'll go out of bounds. Taylor Lupi, the only goalkeeper on the roster for the East. She's been busy. The one goal did get by her from Haler Skalmoski. Since then, though, you've seen Lupi really do some great things in goal for the East. She's been under some pressure, Kyle.
Lupi has done. She has played well. Balls that are at her. She hasn't allowed rebounds. But, you know, one play, a great ball that she came out, she tried to play, but just, you know, sometimes it happens as a goalkeeper. You can play all the right things, and you have such a big net to try and keep such a little ball out of. Sometimes it gets by you. But Lupi, all-county goalkeeper in 2013, she gave up just 3 goals this past year. I mentioned 137 saves just in 1 year. That is a lot of saves.
Blaka again. Feeling the pressure, she drops it back to Gilbert. Gilbert down near the corner flag, played to Griffith. Griffith, does she earn a corner? No, but she'll earn a throw-in near the corner flag. Throw-in for the West. They're on top 1-0. Good spin, looked like a foul. It could have played on, but they'll call the foul. Good free kick opportunity now for the West. Able to get several players inside the box. Carolyn Dreher from Cleveland, Ohio. She will play at Indiana, where she'll join Cassidy Blaka. So look forward to seeing those 2 players on the Big Ten Network.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about with the West. You got a couple of girls that are going to the same teams. A couple of girls going to Kentucky, a couple going to Oregon. Stanford is the intriguing one to me. They have one player on the East and one on the West, so they're opponents today.
Great ball sent in, dangerous, still loose, bouncing around, looked like a possible handball. And he will point to the penalty spot. It'll be a penalty kick now for the West. It was a handball, and the West now can put some distance from the East here in the first half.
Looks like Maddie Kincaid who's going to take it. And this, because it's a friendly game, you see the aggression in the box, not quite the same as you would see during a regular game. Doesn't quite clear it out, results in the handball in the West. Maybe getting the 2-0 lead here on the PK.
So Kincaid from the spot, trying to make it 2-0. Taylor Lupi has been extremely busy here in the first 45, and she is the only goalkeeper on the East roster. Kincaid trying to make it 2-0 for the West. There's the whistle. Steps forward with the right foot. Hammered. Nothing Lupi can do, and it's West 2, East 0.
You called it nothing Lupi could do as Kincaid put that one in the lower 90 far left-hand side, and 61 career goals in high school will unofficially give her another tally because this is a high school game, so 62 in her career.
Lauren Nemiroff will come on for the West. For the East, checking back into the game is Charlotte Williams and Kayla Hughes. Williams wearing number 4. She'll go to Penn State. Hughes coming in wearing number 11. She will play at Villanova.
And they just did something that I didn't notice when the first goal, but is really cool. Take the ball out, switch it out, let Maddie Kincaid take that one home as a reminder, something she'll always be able to have. This is the ball that I scored a goal in that high school All-America game.
Excellent catch, Kyle. The West, Gilbert had it for a moment right at midfield, able to stay with it. Pressure from Charlotte Williams, who just came off the bench for Coach Madigan, McAtee, McIntyre, and Pruddy. The West coaches, Frank Dixon, Pat McDonald, Lee Mitchell, Chrissy Robidon, looking to get one more player in. They're also looking for another goal. Played into space. Pretty good ball. Loopy comes out. And the East under some high pressure here at the moment and trailing by 2.
Could have easily been 3-0. Great play from Loopy.
Griffith, good cross in, finding Dreher. Snapped over to Blaka, and there's that combination we talked about, Dreher and Blaka. They will be playing in Bloomington, Indiana, and they already are looking for each other.
You know, the coaches of Indiana have got to be happy that if they're already looking for each other, and you see, able to get the ball in and get it to the head of Blaka, she just couldn't redirect it on frame.
Walking you down to 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Stay with us at halftime. We'll be joined by Rob Kehoe, the Director of College Programs and Services for the NSCAA, talking about a incredible year for college soccer, the next step for so many of these players, of course. And we'll also be joined by John Harkes, the father of the talented Lauren Harkes. That's at halftime, as well as some highlights right here on NSCAA TV. 2-0 West on top of the East. The East looking to try to pull one back. Wide open on the left side, Charlotte Williams. Staying with it, though. The East. Play to Rasiopi. Looking to find Lizzie Kinkler and can't do it. The West defense really strong.
Yep, team, that last attack from the East looked like it was really promising, but that back line of the West held together, and that's pretty impressive for a squad that doesn't normally play together. The communication was there as they were able to take it away. The East able to get it to Hannah Kerner on the far side, but cannot get a shot on frame.
Here's Rachel Bellefue, who will join Emily Heslin at Minnesota, playing for Stephanie Golan. And Bellefue with that right foot, trying to get it to Blaka. Of course, those two will play against each other in the Big Ten next year, a theme that Kyle Straub has already touched on. Hannah Natanson, she'll go to Harvard. Charlotte Williams dropped here now to Rasiopi. Rasiopi, good ball forward. And at least for a little bit, the East able to keep possession. Lyric Fryer wins it back, and Fryer has made a long run, pushing forward. One back here now by Madeline Pack.
Fryer did a great job there in the midfield to take the ball away and bring it upfield. Cannot finish the attack and connect with another player, but as a junior, Fryer was named King County MVP, first team All-State selection.
Under 3 minutes remaining, and of course, Kyle, one of the things we love doing is saying hello to all the family members and friends of all these outstanding players watching on the World Wide Web on NSCAA TV. We say hello to you. We know you are super proud watching your family member right here in the 2014 Girls High School All-America game, and we're so glad you're with us. A beautiful day.
You left nothing that I can add in. You said it perfectly, Dean.
Finally, here comes the West. Blaka inside the 18. Deflected, still loose. Loopy directing traffic.
And that was a good job defensively there by the East. The West, they didn't have numbers to get down in the box. They recognized that, did the East. Double team the ball, the person with the ball, take it away, clear it out.
Final 90 seconds of the first half. It's the West 2, East 0 here in the 2014 Girls High School All-America game, coming to you exclusively on NSCAA TV. We thank the National Soccer Coaches Association of America for being here with us. Remind everybody as well, the convention coming up mid-January in Philadelphia. You can still get there. The deadline for a lower rate is running out this weekend, so be sure to go to nscaa.com/convention, and we do hope to see you in Philadelphia. 2-0 West. Can the East pull one back here in the final 50 seconds? They need to push it forward. They do. Trying to find Hannah Kerner. Kerner from Allendale, New Jersey. The East stay with it. 40 seconds remaining. And one back again by the West. That's Peyton Atkins, number 10. Had it for a moment. And now Fryer.
West really dominated the middle part of this first half, able to get the 2-0 lead. It was the beginning part of the half that the East was the one who were the attackers, and it's now the second part of this first half.
He's not giving up, though. In the final 20 seconds, it's a corner kick opportunity. The referee is not forced to stop the clock, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get a corner kick off or not. Only 6 seconds remaining. Swinging over, on top of it. They will have one last chance, and it's not on frame. And with that, after 45 minutes of play, the best in the country representing the East and the West, and it's the West on top, 2-0.
As I said, it was the East who started off strong. The West, with some substitutions, got things clicking together. We're able to get a free player in to get a goal. Handball results in a PK for another one, and they're going to have the 2-0 lead.
We're going to take a break with the West on top. This is the 2014 High School Girls All-America game presented by Hyatt Place, Durham, South Point, Continental Tire, and our good friends from Subway, North Carolina. It's 2-0 West right here on NSCAA TV.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
You watch the match live. You road trip to the away games. You rise and fall with every run. Above all, you live your love of the game. Whatever you do, get there with Continental Tires and improve your grip with extreme contact traction.
Continental Tire, for what you do.
Welcome back to Cardinal Gibbons High School here, Raleigh, North Carolina, your perfect host for the 2014 Girls High School All-America game in the West on top of the East. Time to tell you that the broadcast of this match is authorized by the National Soccer Coaches Association of America. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description without the express written permission of the NSCAA is strictly prohibited, and we couldn't be here without the great corporate support of Summit Hospitality Group, Ian Sauer, and these great hotels, the Hilton Garden Inn, Durham South Point, Hyatt Place, Durham South Point, and the Fairfield Inn and Suites Marriott, Durham South Point, as well as Continental Tire, Travis Roffler, and all the good folks up at Fort Mill, South Carolina. Continental Tire, innovative technology, driving confidence. Learn more at continentaltire.com. A beautiful day in Raleigh, North Carolina. A big weekend. The College Cup going on as well. Tomorrow, just down the road at WakeMed Soccer Park, it'll be Virginia and UCLA. And, of course, all year, a great package on NSCAA. 20 games. Of course, 3 of the teams featured on the 20-game package led by Rob Kehoe the Director of College Services for the NSCAA, and I caught up with him before the kickoff. Recap.
Well, it's been another terrific year to see the quality, visibility, and popularity of college soccer grow. We're at the conclusion of the season. We're going to crown a champion of the men's game, Division I this weekend. The women crowned theirs and all the other divisions last weekend. So it's been a great year. And probably one of the main things has been the increase of coverage of the college game. Conference networks, the NSCAA TV has certainly taken the lead as far as promoting and producing games for every division, including our 20-game college soccer special that you and Keith and others have done a great job with.
Thanks, Rob. Big issues moving forward.
Well, there is big issues because the future of college soccer is certainly being discussed and has drawn a significant amount of attention at all levels of the NCAA. There's been talk of the possibility of expanding the season to a full academic year season. Whether that happens or not is to be determined, but probably the biggest thing that's going to happen is in February, late February, there's going to be a sports science summit specific to soccer to evaluate the game. It's going to have FIFA representatives, NCAA chief medical officer is directing it. U.S. Soccer will be there, member institutions, coaches, student athletes from the game of soccer, and it's a first of its kind to study a sport for all of the sports in the NCAA landscape, and we'll see out of that recommendations as far as the future of the sport.
Rob, thanks for all you do for college soccer.
It's a pleasure, Dean.
The West on top of the East, 2-0. Great job by Rob Keel, the Director of College Programs for the NSCAA. Incredible schedule. It's halftime here at Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh, North Carolina. When we come back, we'll talk to former USA World Cup star John Harkes, his daughter Lauren, playing in today's game. 2-0 West right here on NSCAA TV.
The NCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm ready to go on.
Super excited.
Pretty excited.
Oh, super excited, yes. Now I'm excited to just be a part of it and experience it all, take it all in.
Now is your chance to be part of the most popular soccer camp in North America. Challenger Sports offers a wide range of programs with over 3,000 British Soccer, Tetra Brazil, and Soccer Plus camps for players of all ages and abilities. Join me and Challenger's talented and committed coaches as we help develop new skills, build confidence, and find the magic in your game.
Summer camps are filling up. Register early at challengersports.com and get your free game jersey today.
Welcome back to Cardinal Gibbons High School, Raleigh, North Carolina. A beautiful Saturday, a huge soccer weekend. It's halftime of the 2014 Girls High School All-America game, and the West on top by a score of 2-0. A goal from Haley Skelmoski made it 1-0, and then a penalty kick from Maddie Kincaid made it 2-0. Playing for the East is Lauren Harkes, the daughter of the legendary U.S. World Cup star John Harkes. He's here, and I talked to him before the game. Pleasure to be joined by legendary U.S. national team member John Harkes. And John, back-to-back years. Last year you were here with your oldest son, Ian Harkes. Now you're here with Lauren Harkes. The high school All-America game, a special occasion.
Very special occasion. I think, Dean, it just provides another, platform and a landscape for these kids to get recognized but challenged again. Played, mix in with different players from across the country, and then almost that little bit in between stage. Can you get to the college game, but also enjoy yourself here at the All-American game? They do such a great job putting it on.
You've always been a great proponent talking about how important academy soccer is and high school soccer. Why do you feel that way, John?
I just think that you can develop, in terms of personalities, characteristic traits, everything about a player. They can coexist at times depending on the program that's being presented to you. So, I know myself, and of course the game has changed. I'm not naive to the game in the modern day, but from the days when you and I played, Dean, where high school was everything, to now the academy, kind of taking over. You're still going to develop in your high school game because you maybe play a different role, and the coach asks you to have a different personality on the field. So you grow in that way, and it'd be nice if they can coexist.
Finally, John, 20 years away from the 1994 World Cup. When you look at soccer today, are you blown away?
It's amazing. I honestly don't think that any of the players, when we all talk, we get together at certain events and functions, that we would think that the game would evolve to this level. And the exposure in the game, the high level of players, the depth of the pool that's there. And it's nice to see, but we want more. We're hungry. We still want to challenge at the top level, and you know that. I mean, so, yeah, it's tremendous the way the game has gone.
John Harkes, one of the all-time greats. Who knows, his kids may be even better. All right, pleasure hanging out with John Harkes, one of the big-time personalities of soccer in this country, as well as we're getting ready to start the second half. Let's take a look at the goals, though. First from Skomolski.
And Skilmoski, great play on the ball, able to get around that defender. As she was able to get by that defender, gets the goalkeeper and the defender actually gets the open goal to give them the 1-0, and then the handball that results in the PK, giving them the 2-0 cushion.
Indeed, hammered there to the left by Maddie Kincaid as we get set here to start the second half. We'll play two here today at Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh, North Carolina. Cardinal Gibbons, one of the preeminent schools in North Carolina. This place is unbelievable, Kyle.
Yeah, really, really great place. And you're a little familiar with this. You have a son who attends school here, so you're very familiar with Cardinal Gibbons.
Great day indeed, as my son actually had a basketball game here this morning. They do such a great job with all the sports teams and got a little action. Big win for the Cardinal Gibbons freshman team here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and then just walked 50 yards over, and here we are. We're called two.
It's perfect. You get to see your son play, and you get to come and watch two amazing All-American high school games.
It's a wonderful day. You can't ask for a better day here as we get you set for the second half in Raleigh, North Carolina. The West on top by a score of 2-0. Dean Linke along with Kyle Straub. Delighted to be with you exclusively on NSCAA TV, our second year broadcasting both the boys and girls high school All-America games. And, of course, last year in Philadelphia for the boys, there was so much snow, almost 10 inches of snow. They were only able to play one half of it. And this year, you can guarantee that both games will get in. Just perfect weather, Kyle.
Yeah, you really could not have planned or asked for a better day weather-wise to have these two games.
Played out of the back. Remind everybody, the West in white, red, and red. The East in all blue from head to toe. And the East need to scramble here. See if they can pull back. High pressure early on for the East. We'll set the table again with the coaches for both teams. That was Lauren Harkes. Great to talk to her dad, John Harkes. Want to say hello as well to her mom, Cindy Harkes. Her brother, Ian, is also here. And there's another young Harkes that will be playing collegiate soccer, I would imagine, as well. This one dropped in. Boy, I'll tell you what. And the West able to almost pounce. That goes in by Cassidy Blocka, the future star at Indiana. This game, you might have to shut it down if it would have been 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, the West, they started the first half when they started to get the possession and get those goals by counterattacking. And that's what they did there. And Blocka just couldn't get that one on frame because that was a great feed to her.
More high pressure. Here's Blocka. Very good first half. Played into space on the turn. Deflected out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for the West. They are leading 2-0.
And Blocka returns a favor. She gets a nice feed before. This time she gives a great feed to Collins. Collins just can't get behind that last defender, but does earn a corner kick for her team.
The West coaches again, Frank Dixon from Carmel, Indiana, Carmel High. Pat McDonald, Montgomery High in Santa Rosa, California. Lee Mitchell, Alta High in Alta, Utah. He lives in Sandy, Utah. And Chrissy Rabadon, Northern Highlands, which is in Allendale, New Jersey. Those are your West coaches. Here's the corner kick. Taylor Loopy, so busy in the first half. Here come the East. Number 18, Caitlin Farrell. Farrell forgot the ball, but she's fouled, so the East will have an opportunity to get some blue jerseys forward, try to get inside the 18. Let's see if they take their time. They don't. They quickly restart it. Pretty good ball. It'll fall to Harks. Harks with the right foot. Not on frame. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the West on top, 2-0. Just starting the second half here on NSCAA TV. Dean Linke along with our resident soccer insider. You saw him last week on the Mac Herman Trophy Watch List show. That was a lot of fun, Kyle.
That was a great time doing that, unveiling the semifinalists. They're now down to the finalists for the Mac Herman, and we did both the men's and women's side. And Leo Stoles for UCLA, one of those that we mentioned, trying to lead his team to a national championship tomorrow.
Tune in on 1 o'clock on Tuesday. I'll be back at the Dean Dome right at the top of the 18. This one is loose, and another finish by the West. It's Avery Collins. We put the spotlight on her to start, and she delivers. It's 3-0 West.
West, number 16, Avery Collins.
And you see the finish with the left foot bending just away from Loopy, who can't quite get to it, and she buried it. Great placement, putting that one in the top 90. And she can score goals. 3 years she was a Golden Boot recipient, Dean, 2011, 13, and 14 while she was in high school.
Hails from Montana. It's not like we talk every day about the star soccer players from Montana. She's going to play at Stanford. And you can see another quality player going to Stanford. Yet another College Cup this year for the Cardinal. Down near the right side, the East, desperate to just get on the board. Now trailing 3-0 here at Cardinal Gibbons High School in Raleigh, North Carolina.
And you mentioned we don't talk about great players that come from Montana very often. But, man, do they have a good one in Collins. Going to leave high school as one of the most decorated athletes.
The East with the corner kick driven across there by Kayla Hughes. A nice cross from Hughes. But the West with the answer yet again. The East. Good footwork there by Charlotte Williams, number 4. It'll roll out of bounds and a corner kick now for the East. Down 3-0.
East really need to get a goal on the board here, trailing 3-0. Not even 5 minutes into this second half. Charlotte Williams, you mentioned the good footwork, helping to earn the corner. 3-time All-State player in New York.
Paige Bergman taking the corner for the East. A high looping ball. It's still loose. Coming forward, trying to get her head to it was Shannon McGinnis. But it'll roll out of bounds. No harm, no foul. In the West with a comfortable 3-0 lead. We'll just play it out of the back.
And that was a nice cross in, able to find McGinnis. But like you said, couldn't quite get the head to it in time.
Pushing forward once again, Avery Collins. She has the 3rd goal for the West. Pretty good cross with her left foot. A little bit of miscommunication, mistake, and hammered home there. Kira Fawcett has made it 4-0, and everything coming up golden for the West team.
Loopy had played so well in goal. You see the cross from Collins. And a little miscommunication with her. A player crossing in front leaves the net open. And Fawcett able to bury it in the back. Was Utah Region 6 offensive MVP. And was first team All-State this past year. Going to the University of Oregon.
Almost too easy there for Fawcett. As a communication gaffe in the back for East. You feel bad for Loopy. She's got to go the distance as well. The only goalkeeper rostered for the East All-America. And speaking of that, what a job that Eric Stratman, the director now of the Boys All-America game for 4 years, and now the 2nd year for the Girls All-America game. I'm not sure if anybody works harder to promote high school soccer than Mr. Stratman.
And the ability for him to go around the country and find out who the best players are as he watches them, not just this year, but for years building up to it. And then the ability for him in the past couple of years to put this together.
Harks with a pretty good drop. Cross. and looked like there was almost going to be a goal for the East as Harks dropped it to Falconer, and then making the run was Stalbaski, but still no goals for the East.
And that ball dancing dangerously right across the mouth of the goal. East just not able to capitalize, and offsides flag up here on the West.
Yeah, Blaka almost able to time it perfectly for Avery Collins, and 5-0 would hurt just a little bit. Not that 4-0 feels too good for the East team, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Everybody just happy to be here. A great couple days here celebrating high school soccer for girls and boys. These seniors have bright futures in front of them.
I can guarantee you this will be the easiest loss for these girls to forget. Whichever side loses, the game's done, the loss is over. Doesn't matter anymore.
Right side, played to Jen Falconer. This is Williams. Williams has been elusive, a little bit of a nutmeg inside. It bounced through. Stalbaski was there again, and Stalbaski has been dangerous here for the East, but still no goals.
Stalbaski and Williams, really impressive so far today. Butler and for Stalbaski, Penn State for Williams, going to get a couple of really good players going to their programs.
After this corner kick, we'll show you the boys' teams warming up behind the goals. We mentioned Cardinal Gibbons High School, an unbelievable high school, and they're over there on the baseball softball field. This one punched up, still loose, deflected off. Could this be the one? Bouncing around, headed out. The East continue to put pressure, dropped top of the 18, back again, and kind of a miss hit there by the East. It's Rasiopi who will be playing at Duke next year.
And you could see she knew she missed that one, immediately grabbed her head and spun around. Perfect opportunity for the East to finally get on the board.
One back by the East, Jen Falconer, number 32, played forward. Miscommunication as Rasiopi was hoping to get it in front of her on the right wing, but played behind her. It'll be a throw-in back to the West. There's the boys team here for the West, warming up on this beautiful campus in Raleigh, North Carolina, Cardinal Gibbons High School. The West, a 4-0 lead. That would have survived the pressure from the East on the counter. Well done by the East, stepping up there, Shannon McGinnis, number 22. They play it forward. The East looking for that elusive goal. Played back, great ball, into the 18. Sent back across and handled by Kiera Towell. Flag was up anyway, offside.
And it was a great pass to start that. Kerner going shrieking down the middle of the field, puts it out wide, right between the two defenders, and it looked like the East was going to have an opportunity, but that flag coming up doesn't matter with the shot, even though the save was made.
All right, Kyle, coming into the game for the East now, Paige Monahan. She will play at Purdue, as Purdue actually looking for a new head coach. That is a coveted job, as well as Lizzie Kinkler. Yeah, Paige Monahan actually not going to Purdue, as Rob Clotty no longer the coach at Purdue. We are told by the good folks in the crowd, including the father of Jennifer Haskell, we saw to start the game, telling us that she's going to go to Butler as well and join at Butler Haley Stalbaski.
So we were wrong in the open. The East does have a couple of players who will be teammates not just today, but in their college career as well.
Blaka. Sent now to Ryan Kokoska. Kokoska wanted it back, top of the 18. It's Fawcett. Fawcett has one of the 4 goals for the West. Kerner, number 20, plays up top, looking for Rasiopi. And Rasiopi can't get to it. It'll be another goal kick for the West. They lead at 4-0.
Nice ball there that was put through from Kerner for Rasiopi. A little bit too much pace on it, but you can see the East finally starting to piece a couple of plays together and threaten the West. Haven't been able to get that last pass to get an open player.
Blocka with a great touch. I've been impressed with Blocka. Left side here now, Fawcett. Fawcett, she'll take a shot, and it's a good one, but just over the crossbar. A brilliant left-footed shot by Fawcett, and a foot lower, it's 5-0.
Man, I thought this one was going to go in. It just floated over the crossbar. But great from her to be able to take that shot from that far out and put it on frame and be able to control where she wants that ball to go.
Good work by our crew. Nelson Hurst, Joe Ferrara, Matt McCullough is here, Dylan Field, Savannah Ravel, Ian Lang, Brian Ware. I think that's everybody. Great crew. And now checking into the game for the West, number 26, Rachel Bellafuel, going to Minnesota. A lot of Big Ten players represented here.
You'll get to see them a lot when you do your Big Ten network. What is it now? 8 years that you've been the voice of the Big Ten?
I appreciate that, Kyle. Yep. Also, the NSCA TV got the best seat in the house. Always, Kyle Straub.
Well, you're next to me. Of course you have the best seat in the house.
Well said if you don't say so yourself. Throw in. It is a lot of fun, obviously, and I tell you, this is a treat as well to see players that we'll now see at the next level.
Yeah, like I said, I mentioned the 3 girls that I highlighted from last year's game, that you look and see what they did. Last year, the girls' game was held here because the College Cup for women was here. So the girls got to go to the game, see the players, watch the Final Four, and now Ari Hudson went to FSU, helps to contribute to a national championship.
Stelbaski with the cross. Great service from Rasiopi. Sent back out, though. It'll be a throw-in for the East. Down 4-0. Dean Linke along with Kyle Straub. Delighted to be with you here on NSCAA TV, and can't say enough thank yous to Cardinal Gibbons High School for, again, being the host for the second year in the row, Kyle, for the girls All-America game, and decided to add the boys All-America game as well.
And, just watching that ball sail over there, perfect day for it. And I like the idea of putting both games together instead of splitting them up and having them from where the College Cups are last year, Philadelphia, and here, having them both together. I really like that idea. And as this goes on, the more years, the more it progresses, and you fine-tune things.
Speaking of great Cardinal Gibbons representatives, I want to thank Tim Mann, who is the president and owner of Subway North Carolina. He was kind enough to feed all 4 teams yesterday before going over to the College Cup. I want to thank Subway North Carolina and all the great Subway restaurants here in North Carolina and across the nation. 30 minutes remaining. Top of the 18. Miss hit. It'll go out of bounds and back to the East. Boy, at this point, you're just kind of rooting for the East just to try to at least get one in, Kyle.
Yeah, and Skolmoski almost adds a 5th for the West. And, as I said before, you can see the East starting to piece some things together. But you definitely would like to be able to see them get a goal, find at least one of the girls be able to take a ball home with them.
Played into space. The West still dangerous. That one was close as well. As once again, Avery Collins. Boy, you got to figure Stanford, another College Cup. They've been there almost every year the last 6 years, and you add Collins to the mix with several other players, and there's Blocka as well. Stanford's going to be dangerous again.
They're always dangerous, and it is so much fun to be involved. As there's another cross attempt from the West. So much fun to be involved in college sports, especially now for me coming into it a few years ago, to see the parity and how it grows year after year after year. It's just absolutely outstanding.
Checking into the game for the West, Kennedy Kinnicker, Redmond High, Redmond, Washington. She will play at Arizona.
Kinnicker, I mentioned, able to play everywhere as a junior was named, as a freshman and sophomore was named the defensive MVP. As a junior and senior, named the midfielder MVP. And the last 3 years was the overall team MVP for her school. Really can play anywhere, and that is a big benefit for her going into college, because sometimes the transition takes a little bit. Somebody may be in front of you. She's got the ability to play multiple positions. I'm sure she'll be on the field a lot when she plays next year.
Boy, despite having a 4-0 lead, the center backs for the West continue to be strong In the middle of the defense for the West team, leading 4-0. And at this point, there's a lot of pride still going into it as well. They want to protect that 0.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, it's an easy game to forget when it's over as to what the score was. Unless you're the West, you want to make sure you keep that shutout, especially the goalkeepers. And we're going to want to add another tally mark to their shutout records.
Mentioned Eric Stratman, the director of these games. He also wanted to make sure we thank Matt Longo, Mike McLaughlin, Tara Madigan, and Chrissy Rabadon, who have been with Eric Stratman for every one of these All-America games. And I want to thank Jennifer Robinell and Nikel Flores for all their assistance with the meals and lodging, Summit Hospitality, the Hyatt Place, Hilton Garden Inn, and Fairfield Inn, all located at the streets of South Point, down the road in Durham, North Carolina. Adidas, and we mentioned Tim Mann and Subway, North Carolina. The East, good ball right down the middle. Rassiopi, quick touch. Rassiopi goes down. Every time she falls to the ground, you figure Robbie Church.
Heart skips a beat every time it happens.
You know it. Loopy way outside the 18.
Helping the defense out there with a dangerous play. Hey, the East still able to connect on a couple of passes, but that last one they need to free a player and get a shot on frame they haven't been able to find.
After the game, we will talk to the Girls High School All-America MVP as chosen by Eric Stratman and his colleagues. And then shortly thereafter, we'll bring you the Boys High School All-America game. The East could get one here. Great opportunity. Bounce back again. Can they finish? And handled again, not once but twice for Charlotte Williams. And she hit it both times directly to the goalkeeper towel.
Penn State looks like they are getting a very special player. Williams finally able to get free, just cannot get enough on that second shot to get it in the back of the net.
Erica Walsh will talk to her about finishing for sure. The East, though, looking for that goal, and they continue to try to pepper Towel, but Towel has been up to the task.
And that was the first time that she didn't secure the ball. Rebound, Rassiopi was giving chase, almost got there in time.
4-0 West on top of the East. Collins has one of the 4 goals. Played to the right side. Skalmoski. And the flag is up. Went out of bounds, and it'll come back now to the East. More subs for the West. Lyric Fryer. Play at Florida International University next year. Checks into the game.
As a freshman, was named to the second team All-State team, honorable mention. Or as a sophomore, that's what she was. As a freshman, was an honorable mention. Just continued going on as she was the King County MVP her senior year.
One right at midfield, Charlotte Williams. She had the 2 opportunities a little over a minute ago, and Williams pressured there by Fryer and pushed by Fryer. It'll be a nice free kick opportunity for the East. Let's see if they're patient here and push players forward.
Looks like they are going to try and slow things down, set up a nice set piece here off the free kick.
Rassiopi, great ball, and they'll earn a corner kick. Rassiopi, really nice ball, far post from Rassiopi.
Yeah, it was a great ball. She was able to find Kinkler, who got her head on it and put it in the direction of the frame. Unlucky for the East, it literally hit a defender in their back. Didn't even know that they were there to stop the shot, and at least they get a corner.
Another corner. Falls at the feet of Rassiopi, hands to the face. A little bit of frustration right now as you got to figure the East pushing to try to just get one on the board and not able to put anything on frame, or they're hitting it directly to the goalkeeper.
And for some frustration on the face of Rassiopi there, but that is a tough ball, a tough play to take a corner kick and from midair redirect it off of your foot onto frame. So, maybe a little frustrated that they haven't been able to break through and get a goal, but that would have been a spectacular play if she could have put that on frame.
The West up 4-0, continuing to rotate players in and out. The East not subbing quite as much as they try to get a little rhythm and see if they can get that first goal. Rasiope's calling for it. She'll get it. Great move back to her left. Then with her left foot, she'll take the shot. Deflected off the crossbar and out of bounds. What a move and a shot from Rasiope.
What a move from her. We'll see the replay here. The spin and the control that she had on that ball, but a great read from Towel in goal, because that one was going to be the one that breaks the shutout, but able to get just enough on it to put it over the crossbar.
Venezia driven, sent out by Blaka. Pretty good clearance by Blaka, and she'll try to run it down. I have been impressed with Blaka. So strong. Offside, I could make that call, and you could see Avery Collins was a good 5 yards past.
You know, Dean, you mentioned earlier how just a week or so ago we did the semifinal unveiling for the Herman Herman Trophy finalists. I wonder in a couple of years how many of these girls in this game are going to be in the next show that we do in 2 or 3 years when they're juniors and seniors. I'm going to keep little notes. I'm going to keep these bios that they have. Make me sound really smart when we're on TV announcing them, and I can say, well, you remember in high school and in the All-American game they did this or they did that.
Look forward to that as we have said some prominent schools. We actually did the Stanford, North Carolina game this year. No Tar Heels represented here today.
And it's second year in a row. A little surprising that Anson Dorrance and the machine that is the Tar Heels don't have anybody represented.
Top of the 18. And there's a great save by Lupe. Good for her. Down 4-0, not letting that fifth goal in.
And a great read as the West was able to use a mistake by the defense, get back there, and it looked like a possibility at the 5-0, but Lupe coming off the line to make the save way out at the top of the box.
Sent out of bounds. It'll come back to the West. Too long, too strong. It'll go out of bounds. A little over 20 minutes remaining here in this game. The West with a comfortable 4-0 lead. It's the 2014 Girls High School All-America game, proudly presented by Summit Hospitality, Hyatt Place, Durham South Point, as well as Continental Tire.
Can't get over how nice of a day out it is for this game, Dean. The windows open, a nice little breeze. You can't say that very often in December.
It's practically t-shirt weather. Well said, Kyle. Just beautiful day. Few scattered clouds, but Carolina blue skies. Under 20 minutes remaining. 4-0 West, and they have a corner kick. Brittany Gilbert. She'll play at Memphis from Center Grove High School in Indiana. Left-footed corner.
Wants to get under that ball a little bit more, keep it elevated, as that one was really easily cleared out by the East defense.
Good pressure from Kayla Hughes. She cleared it the first time and won it back the second time. Offside. A step early there was Caroline Dreyer from Cleveland, Ohio.
Recently had a article which she was featured in, a player spotlight that was up on cleveland.com. Going to Indiana University is Dreyer.
She'll join Blaka. Here's Lauren Harks. Good time spending a few minutes with John Harks before the game. Of course, John Harks, a great player for the U.S. team, and then, of course, internationally, and pretty good announcer as well.
I'm sure he is, just as everybody else, super excited and proud to be able to be here and see his daughter playing in this game. You mentioned he had a son that played in it a few years ago.
Fryer pushing forward. Nice turn from Dreyer. And no problem for Taylor Loopy. Loopy has been extremely busy, probably more busy than she had bargained for.
Loopy, the All-County goalkeeper 2013, helped win a New Jersey state title this past year with her high school. Gave up just 3 goals all year long. So a game like today, where 4 goals have been scored against her, absolutely not the norm for her. She doesn't know what this kind of a thing feels like. And like I mentioned earlier, luckily this will be the quickest game they ever forget, the easiest game they'll ever be able to forget a loss of.
Foul from the East, another free kick opportunity.
Bergman a little bit too aggressive with the slide tackle.
So the West on top 4-0, looking for another one. Free kick opportunity with the left foot, driven in. Nice save, diving to her right. More great possession from the West. Gilbert drops over. Now it's played to the feet of Griffith. Griffith on the turn, but again to Loopy. Second year in the row at Cardinal Gibbons High School. I want to thank Tim Healy and Todd Schuler. Also helping out today, Alex Bass and Coach Hewlett as well.
That last attack for the West, want to just make sure we try and mention absolutely everybody in this game. Lauren Nemiroff, one of the players who were on that attack for the West. DHHS Offensive Player of the Year, both her junior and senior year in high school. And another one of these girls, it seems like it's everybody that I've said this, but do it in the classroom and on the field, a member of the National Honor Society.
Out of bounds, throw in back to the East. East looking to get some more players in here. Shannon McGinnis will come on. Liberal substitution, as you would expect in an All-America game. Everybody is going to play lots of minutes. Fryer had it for a moment. Taken away by the East. Pretty good work at the moment by Kayla Hughes, number 11. She'll lose it, though, to Fryer. Here's Lauren Nemiroff, number 45. Push forward to Carolyn Dreyer. Dreyer with that left foot. First time. Pretty good ball. White jersey not home. Now it is. Here's a shot. Not on frame. As coming forward there was Rachel Bellefue from Zionsville, Indiana. Bellefue will play at Minnesota, but not on frame. Still 4-0 West.
Zionsville, one of the best high school soccer teams in the country once again. As the junior, she received the Zionsville Soccer Character Award and was named a first team All-State.
Katie Murray, number 4, coming in for the West, along with number 24, Maddie Kincaid. It was Kincaid who finished the penalty kick to give the West the 2-0 lead. It's now 4-0. The goals coming from Skelmoski. She got it started. Kincaid has one. Blaka has one, and so does number 16, Avery Collins.
Collins actually has 2 assists as well, so really we highlighted her, and we got it right on that one. When it's always nice when the players that you highlight go out and perform the way that you think they would. It makes us look a lot smarter than we actually are.
Well done, Kyle Straub. Yeah, I talked to Avery Collins before the game, trying to get her to juggle, and she's like, I'm not a big juggler, but I'll tell you what she is. She's very good in front of the net, and as you mentioned, the 2 assists to go with the goal.
Had 57 goals in her high school career, 29 assists.
Boy, they'll say she's onside. I'm a little bit surprised by that. And I got to tell you, I think Nemiroff was also surprised. Deflected as Loopy kind of saving the day right there, keeping the score at 4-0, but another corner kick for the West.
Loopy, and a good job by Elena Cook to recover defensively as Nemiroff was able to get free, but Cook kept hustling, got back. Cook, a member of the U.S. U17 national team.
Corner kick for the West, top of the 18. Little push from behind there from Paige Davis, just enough. Let's see if the East can counter. Rasiopi will try to run it down. She'll run out of real estate to throw in back to the West. And full changes now for the East.
This reminds me of a North Carolina Anson Dorrance substitution. Just full line change, throw out 6 or 7 new players.
That is a perfect example of what's going on right now is the East with 6 new players coming on. Of course, Anson Dorrance, legendary for doing that. We mentioned on Tuesday, 1 o'clock from the Dean Dome, we will have the NSCAA 2014 Coach of the Year Awards. Anson Dorrance will join me, as well as Kelly Finley, the men's head coach at NC State. Mark Krikorian, the winner for Florida State, will join me as well. That's 1 o'clock on NSCAA TV, the 2014 NSCAA College and High School Coaches Awards, 1 o'clock on NSCAA TV. That'll be an exciting program.
And what a fantastic season for the Seminoles. Winning Coach of the Year, they split the regular season ACC title with North Carolina. Both teams going undefeated through the regular season, and they tied each other. And then going on to the NCAA tournament where they win their first ever national championship this year.
More subs coming on now for the East. In the second game, we will be joined by Tim Healy, the head coach for the Cardinal Gibbons High School team, another state championship. He's got 5 as the head coach for the boys soccer team here at Cardinal Gibbons.
Soccer in the Triangle area is such a huge thing at the high school and collegiate level, and even at the professional level with the Railhawks.
The East, with a little over 10 minutes remaining, desperate just to at least get one. Fryer, outstanding work, played to Nemiroff. Nemiroff will play at Kentucky. She is on the ball. On the left side, she's got Dreyer. She'll give it to Dreyer. Flag stays down. Dreyer is in. She had one more touch, I think, Kyle. Hit it a little early, not on frame.
Yep, definitely had one more touch and tried to go near post when she probably should have gone far post and got a little bit too much inside that ball and just sails wide on her. But what a great look to get her free from Nemiroff. Streaking down the middle of the field, finds her on the left-hand side.
Fryer, number 15, Lyric Fryer. Tough. Driven inside the 18. Again, frustration for the East. Not on frame. It'll be a goal kick for the West. And as Chick Hearn would say, the longtime legendary broadcaster for the LA Lakers, the jello is jiggling here on this one. The West comfortable here now with this 4-0 lead.
And, you know, the East has really settled in this second half. The West came out, scored the 2 quick goals. But since then, the East has been pushing. They've had more opportunities than the West has. But I've mentioned it a couple of times. They just can't seem to get that last touch, that last pass to find a way to get it in the back of the net.
Goal kick for the West, not in a hurry. Loopy gave up the first goal to Skelmoski, came out, was maybe just a step late as Skelmoski able to shoulder it over and then finish it with the left foot. Then the handball, which is there's really not much she can do with that. The penalty kick hammered by Kincaid. A mistake in the back, though, and it's 3-0, and then an excellent finish. It's 4-0, all West here at the 2014 Girls High School All-America game on a picture-perfect Raleigh, North Carolina day. College Cup weekend tomorrow from WakeMed Soccer Park. Less than 10 miles away here, maybe only be about 5 miles. We will have the final tomorrow, Virginia and UCLA. Jorge Salcedo and George Galnavach.
That is going to be a heck of a game. UCLA led by Leo Stoles. Virginia in the College Cup last year, couldn't get it done. Back there again, hoping to get the national championship this year.
Incredible coaching job. You got to love both those coaches as well. George played at Virginia, was a star player there. Jorge Salcedo played at UCLA. They love their alma mater, and here they are in the College Cup. Well, you think college soccer, and of course, you know, Indiana, Maryland, fantastic. But over the years, Virginia and UCLA, so much history. It really sets up for a wonderful Sunday.
It does. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Luckily, have the opportunity. I'll be out there to watch the game tomorrow.
Nemiroff, I'll be there too. Inside the 18. Oh, my. Great turn, and that one will go in as well. Hammered by Dreyer. She had an opportunity a few minutes ago. What a great finish by Caroline Dreyer.
And Loopy made the save, but deflects off of her. Couldn't punch it away. Punches it straight up. And not enough, as it's going to go into the back net. The 5-0 lead for the West. Dreyer had 48 goals in her high school career, over 50 assists. Adds the 5th goal for the West this afternoon. The West doesn't slow down. They may not have enough balls for the men to play later because they keep giving them to the goal scorers.
Well said. As Kyle Straub pointed out earlier, if you score a goal, you get to take it home with you. Eric Stratman also wanted to make sure we thank soccer.com and Durwood Williams and the Moylan brothers for all of their great support as well. Stepping up big. Liz Griffith. And a little over 5 minutes remaining. Great job in the back by Annika Schmidt, the center back, number 7. And she'll get some votes for player of the game. And you know that Avery Collins will get some votes as well. In fact, they may split the vote, as we'll try to talk to the West MVPs and also the East MVP as they figure that one out. Here's Nemiroff trying to get one off the near post. And it does not sneak in the far post. And that might be kind of fair, actually, with the score here, 5-0.
Well, I'll tell you what. She completely fooled Loopy, and she fooled me as well. I thought she's going to try and go far post. Somehow was able to sneak that one in, but just catches enough of that post that it kicks across the face of the mouth of the goal and doesn't get in the back of the net. But, man, what a great angle, or a tough angle from Nemiroff. Great shot to get that in there.
The West up 5-0, looking for more. Remember, registration for the NSCA convention deadline is tomorrow, and the price will increase by $100. So go to nsca.com/convention now to be a part of the 2015 NSCA convention. Landon Donovan will be there. Sir Alex Ferguson will be there as well. The MLS draft, the NWSL draft. We'll have live shows from the convention. It's going to be a good time. Played back into space. The West may not be done. Sent back across. Loopy able to punch it down, and Loopy will get to it.
Loopy says they're done. She doesn't want to let any more get by her. punches that one down and immediately pounces on the rebound. Doesn't give the West an opportunity to put his 6th one behind her. You know, you said that Landon Donovan going to be there for that convention. Little weird to now say former MLS star Landon Donovan, as he just retired after the Galaxy won another MLS Cup.
Kyle, I've been on record. I was on the Back of the Net soccer show with Charlie Slagle actually today, and I said this morning that I still think Landon Donovan will be back. Give him a year or two, and I don't think he's done.
Think he just needs to recharge the batteries?
He was one of the best players in MLS this year. Right side, if not the best. Williams had an opportunity in this second half, but once again, the West able to handle it. Kiera Towell with the shutout. 2 minutes remaining here.
Charlotte Williams again impressing with the footwork, able to get by the defender, the left-footed shot. And you can see the spin, a little bit of bend on it, but Towell does a good job of securing the shot.
2 minutes remaining.
East in the box, looking to get it on the board, and a Towell will come off her line to make that save. East just still cannot quite connect on that last pass. With possession here at midfield. East looking for another opportunity here. Minute and 20 seconds to go in the game. This will be the second year of the women's All-American game, the second year that the West will come away victorious. Last year, the 1-0 win. This year, as it stands now, a 5-0 win. Corner kick coming for the East as the clock ticking down. 35 seconds ago. This will be their last opportunity to try and get on the board. High looper towards the near post, still loose. And Towell will come and gather it in. 20 seconds to go. Looks like the West is going to be able to hold on for the 5-0 shutout win here at Cardinal Gibbons High School Field. This may be the last game in these young ladies' high school career, but they have a bright future ahead of them. At the college level, the West will take the 5-0 win. A round of applause from everybody here in the stands. Maddie Kincaid with a goal. Avery Collins with a goal. 5 in total for the West. Charlotte Williams impressive for the East, as well as Taylor Rasiopi. She'll be at Duke, staying in this area next year. And just waiting for Dean to get the MVPs for both teams. We'll throw it down to him once he's got them, as he will interview both the West and East MVPs. Teams going through their line. Friendships for these girls start here. Some of them will be playing against each other. Some of them will be on the same team. And a couple of the players from the West heading down to talk to Dean. And we're going to throw it down to Dean Linke with the MVPs for the West.
And the West with an impressive 5-0 win. Our players of the game here, number 16, Avery Collins. She's going to Stanford, and Annika Schmidt in the back going to UConn. And you can tell, once you got that lead, you were not going to allow a goal. Great job defensively in the back.
Thank you. The whole opportunity to be here together playing with different players, all who are going to D1 school, is just amazing. I mean, I'm going to see her against her in Stanford. We play against each other in preseason. It's just going to be a great opportunity.
Avery Collins with a goal and 2 assists. Talk about these last few days and your performance today.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been great to meet all these amazing players that I'm going to be playing against in the next few years. So it's just a great opportunity, and kudos to Eric for putting this on. It's really great exposure for all of us and a great time as well.
Talking about Eric Stratman, you're going to UConn. Why'd you pick the Huskies?
Why did I pick the Huskies? I love the environment out in the East Coast. They're a great team. They're young, and I want to win a national championship.
They got a big-time goal scorer up top. You picked Stanford. Tell us why.
Great education system, great team, and great coaching, and I'm so excited.
All right, congratulations to the MVPs for the West team. They lead it 5-0. We'll send it back up to Kyle Straub. 5-0 West here on NSCAA TV.
And we are going to step aside. Stick with us, because coming up, we're not going to go to break yet. Dean has now the East player of the game. So we're going to throw it back down to the field for Dean with the East player of the game.
Taylor Rassiopi, she'll be playing at Duke. Tough game today, but it's still, I'm sure you had a great time.
Absolutely. Coming out here with the best players in the country, it's a great experience. It's really fun for us to all get together, play great soccer, and we had a great weekend on and off the field.
Got to be fun for you playing here at Cardinal Gibbons High School, because next year you'll play down the road in Durham.
Yes, sir. Being in this area, I love it. North Carolina is like a second home to me. Being here, I got to visit Duke campus, got to meet up with my coach, so perfect location for me.
Talk about the 3 days you spent here with both players, your teammates and the West team.
Yeah, it was great to meet some players from the West. You know, whenever you come to an event like this, you get to make some new friends, and especially how we got to room with a player from the other team. That was totally awesome, getting to meet new people and meeting their friend group too.
Good luck next year.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, Taylor Rassiopi, she'll play at Duke next year. Good times here. The 2014 Girls High School All-America game. We'll send it back to Kyle to wrap it up. Don't forget, the boys game right around the corner.
Thank you, Dean, and Kyle Straub back up in the booth. Make sure you stick with us. We are going to jump to a break, but the men's game coming up in just about 8 minutes. We will step aside. The West wins 5-0 in the high school All-American women's game. Up next, it is the boys right here on NSCAA TV.